What's up? Hello everyone, this is BMG's Plush World here. Now, I know what you're all thinking. BMG, why are you making this video? You realize that you have an entire chapter 3 to film for Murderous Mayhem, and you're wasting your time doing all this other stuff. We don't want to react to all the other things, like this and the other two series. Nice restream model, BMG. Well, thank you, that one positive reviewer. That does bring me to my first point. Chapter 3 of Murderous Mayhem is indeed coming. It's just that I can't film the investigation yet, and I'm not releasing the daily life until I know for a fact I have the investigation filmed. That way, I know I can guarantee an immediate upload of the investigation once the daily life is out. Same goes for the class trials, okay? So just wait next week. I'll promise you it'll be out then. Now you're probably wondering why I'm making this video in the first place. I mean, you've seen the title of the video. This is a very interesting type of video to make, even away from all your plush stuff. And I know, but the reason I'm making this video in the first place is because I have a little bit of bad news. Y'all know Pokemon Design Alteration Program? Yeah, that shit's getting cancelled. Yes, you heard it right, I'm canceling Alteration Program. Now, I know this doesn't even matter to a whole bunch of you, because very few people watch this series, and that's not the reason I'm canceling it. The reason I'm canceling it is the same reason I'm making this video. I realized that I had no fucking clue where I was going with this series. I couldn't last, and despite all my preparations for it, I had no clue. I reached a writer's block which I couldn't even get out of, even with Eliza's help, so I had to cancel the series halfway through filming episode 7. So that sucks, but honestly, I'm not too disappointed with myself because realizing that I had canceled the series also made me realize something else, which was the inspiration for making this short video I'm doing right now. And by canceling this series and Isle of the Lost Pokemon a couple months ago, I've come to the realization that original plush series suck. They just aren't good choices to make if you're a plush tuber. Now, normally, I'm not a person to be making a video as to how things suck, but I've been thinking about this for the entirety of my vacation, and I just realized that, dude, you're right. Original plush series aren't good for your own channel, and looking at other channels, they don't seem to fare as good either. So, if that's the case, why do people still do it? Why are people striving to make something original that you know people won't like? That's what drove me to make this video. I want to make a video that explains and gets my analysis on why people make original series and why they are bad. And I am going to add some clarification in a moment as to what I perceive as a bad original series and what is an original series. But this is just the intro. Let the next segment move on, and I'm going to explain it. So, if you want to really listen to my little analysis thing, like I'm fucking Saber Spark or whatever, go ahead. I won't mind it. But if you don't like it, then this video may not exactly be for you. But if you want to stick around and hear something cool and my thoughts on original series and why I'm canceling them so much, then stick around. Because I feel like if you're an upcoming plush tuber and you have some ideas, this may be the video to watch. So yeah, let's just get to it. One last thing before this video starts, please, if you're a new upcoming plush tuber or an already existing one, please don't take offense to anything I say in this video. This video is more about sharing my personal experiences with the original series and sharing how I could have made them better so that others people who want to make original series make them better. So this isn't really a negative video. It's a negative video for myself, but it's going to be a positive video, the best I can make it for you all. So please don't be offended by anything I say. And if I do say anything that may be offending, I'm terribly sorry. Anyways, hopefully I don't do that to your Plush channel. Let's get on with it. Alright, I feel it's best we start this video off by explaining my personal preference and how I perceive an original series, and what I think defines as one. So, in my personal preference, when it comes to an original series, is an original series is a series that is not based off of anything, is an original concept and structure made by the creator themselves. So any series that is based off of bigger series isn't counted as, in my opinion, an original series. It has to be a series created by the creator of said series themselves and has an original concept not used before. That's what Isle of the Lost Pokemon and Alteration Program were. One more thing I would like to add is that original series is not the same as original episodes. If you go back on the very beginning of my channel, there's all those little individual episodes. Those are original episodes that have their own plots and don't really derive into each other. Now, an original series is something consistent and you follow. Like, let's say my Alolan Starter Squad series, Isle of the Lost Pokemon, and Alteration Program. The reason I explain this to you all, and the point I'm trying to get across, is that these are the series I'm kind of focusing on when I say they are bad. Now, I can say from experience, both Isle of the Lost Pokemon, half of Alolan Starter Squad, and Pokemon Design Alteration Program just weren't good. Now, just to tackle each of them one by one, Alteration Program was a series that really just, I guess, didn't know what it was doing. I had no direction when it came. I wanted to make up things on the fly because I wasn't spending much time with the series, and I would only work on it when I knew I had to work on it. Because of this, I slowly got sidetracked, lost more interest in it because I wasn't working on it consistently, and it slowly became worse and worse. And the same goes for Isle of the Lost Pokemon. When I'm not working on a series consistently, it just slowly got worse and worse and worse. And yeah, all three series had the same thing, but it wasn't the reason why I canceled them. The main reason that drove me to say that they were bad series is because they didn't know where they were going. Like, for Isle of the Lost Pokemon, once you got past the episode I ended on, I had no initial direction. And if you saw the video where I explained why it was canceled, you would know that I completely hit a block halfway through when explaining what would have happened in the series because nothing else was written to happen. Same goes for Pokemon Design Alteration Program. See, with this, I have the similar thing. It's just Isle of the Lost Pokemon, but changed a bit. It stuck with the same kind of formula, being taking so long to make and trying to rush to make something work. The first 3 episodes I had an initial plan for and made work, because I knew what my references were and how I was going to set it up. But after that point, I wasted my time and didn't spend a whole lot preparing for the future, and that's what made it fall off. If you don't know where your original series is going and the story it's trying to tell, it falls off, and very quickly. Now, when it comes to series that aren't original, such as a Danganronpa series or a Plush Survivor series, that's much easier to follow a consistent story because you've seen where these stories go. You've seen the games, you've seen Survivor, you've seen Your Turn to Die, you've seen Danganronpa, you know how they go, and you've seen other people replicate that, and you want to do the same. So you take notes as to what Danganronpa is in all the other series, and you make it work. That's what I've been doing, and that's how I managed to make it so good. Because I take the Danganronpa aspect and I follow it. After all, it's everything in one series is the same, and you don't stray from that and make it new. Otherwise, I don't think you can consider it a series anymore, or one that was replicated or based off of something. That's why it's so much easier to follow along with those kinds of series compared to the other series that are original and they're your choosing, because you know where it should go if you replicate it. But if you do it as an original, you have to make up where it goes. BMG, what about The Beast? The one series that was original that you made that was finished, and one of the best things to ever come from your channel, and it actually got popular. What do you have to say about that one? Well, now that it's being brought to my attention, of course I'll talk about it. I was initially going to refrain from bringing up the entire premise of the Beast in this video, but I feel like there's no other way to explain my point with a series being bad but having the potential to be something better without explaining the Beast. If you haven't seen my channel and you don't know what the Beast is, it's the one original series on my channel that was the shortest and also managed to be the only one which I finished, being 7 episodes long, 40 minutes each. Now immediately, I'm going to ask the question, why exactly was this the one you finished? Why was this the important one that seemed like it got the most attention? And why was this the one you focused on? Well, there's a huge difference from this series compared to all the other original series which I canceled. First of all, one thing that you need in order to make a good original series is make sure you're invested in it. Make it a series which you like. If you've checked out my channel, you know I'm all into like the killing stuff. All the, I've done Your Turn to Die, I've done Danganronpa, I've done lots of the whole, like, the scary kind of stuff. The video games that have a lot of death and saddening things. And The Beast was a concept which let me take what I liked and make it my own, and it worked really well with The Beast. Now, other things like Alteration Program and The Facility, not really my thing. Alolan Starter Squad, also not my thing, and that was also connected to I've Lost Pokemon. I'm not really into any apocalypse stuff. Now, just normal killing stuff and murders and mysteries is what I liked. That's why I got into The Beast and managed to hold on, even after like the many month break I had between episodes 6 and 7 compared to everything else. But wait, weren't you just complaining just moments ago about how taking huge breaks between the videos was a bad thing? It was a bad thing. Actually, if I'm going to be completely honest, it was very hard for me to get back into the style of doing The Beast, especially after doing Plush Survivor and all the breaks I had in between. It was very hard, but I felt proud of myself for actually getting through it. I mean, it was 2 episodes. And I honestly really felt like giving up after episode 6. I mean, that laugh. Moving on from that, going back to the point of The Beast, I personally feel like it's the one series I managed to get through because I was not only invested, I stayed mostly consistent over last summer, and I felt like I was doing everything that needed to be done correctly. I made it interesting, I made it something that I would like, and I felt like other people would like, and I was right, and I did everything that all the other things had failed at. Mostly, of course. There were some issues with it, but mostly, I had done it perfectly. That's why I personally feel like The Beast was the series I managed to get correct, the one I'm the most proud of compared to all the other original series. And that's why my other original series failed, because I never had the time to be consistent due to doing all the other series in the meantime, and the fact that I didn't know where the story would go. The Beast, I managed to plan the story out within like a few days. Like, I gave the idea out to my friend 24/7 Plush, and he's like, are you sure you really want to do this? And I'm like, hell yeah, and within like 3 days, I posted the teaser after planning out everything. I was really invested in a series like this. That's how I managed to get through. Also, shout out to 24/7 Plush, he's a real big helper in my channel, and I appreciate him so much for all his work. But speaking of other channels, I feel like it's time to talk about how other channels also struggle to make original series. Now personally, this right here is the hard part for me in this video because I feel like I'm going to get backlash for any people I call out or say. So I'm not going to be calling out anyone, I'm just going to have some other videos playing in the background. And I'm also going to link their channel and their original series. Now I know not many plush tubers out there make videos that are original or not based off of anything. However, those who do, or even don't in the same way, still have the same opinions as many others. Because in my very own opinion, There are many plush tubers out there who have made fantastic plush series, depending on if they're original or if they're not. They're great either way. And a lot of them managed to go and take those formulas I've spread around earlier, taking the important things, such as being consistent and having a fully fledged story. And even though the story sometimes takes time with other YouTubers, they managed to do it very well and managed to replicate the same thing I have wanted in mind. And I know a lot of plush tubers really just want to film for fun, and that's completely fine. I like filming for fun as well, but I feel like it's more important, in my opinion, to talk about a bigger aspect and a bigger group of people who all share the same thing in common. Everyone in this plush community is great at coming up with ideas and making them work, either being silly or humorous. Now, in that case, I'm not exactly the same as a lot of other people. I normally focus on a main story aspect instead of being the funny guy or the one who's trying to embark a huge adventure. I just want to keep things simple and more focused on the emotions and story. I've seen a lot of plush tubers do this, from big ones to even the smallest of YouTubers. There are some out there who manage to do really well at portraying a good story. I've seen it a lot. And although not all of them are perfect, I've seen plenty which fall under the same hatch mine has. And that's kind of another reason why I want to make this video, to give a little demonstration and realization to other people that, hey, your stuff is good, but sometimes a little rework is needed. Make sure you properly get things out, otherwise people won't enjoy it. Make sure you're doing what you like with your channel. After all, there are many ways that people, even plush tubers, can mess up. And I have been warned plenty of times that even the simplest of mess ups can cause a loss of subs. And I'm not more concerned about my subs as I am my stories. Which is what I'm hoping that a lot of people are just taking from this video. Plush tubers or not, you can make great stuff. Just make sure you're invested with what you're making and don't fail like I did. There are so many plush tubers who have already taken these notes and have done well, but there are some who still need to learn. And although most of the clips I'm showing behind me are those who have already understood this, there are some which I've seen not make it. So I really just wanted to give this video as a bit of advice. But with that said, I don't really have much more to say. Yeah. Oh, right. I guess we can cut to the outro now. Well, there you go, everyone. I know this video was quite different from everything else I had made, but hopefully I managed to share something that would end up helping a lot of other plush tubers or other YouTubers learn. I really wanted to make a video like this amongst all the other videos I had using this little Reese character, but I didn't know when to make it. But since I can't really go ahead and film the investigation yet, I thought this week was the perfect time to make it. So I'm glad you all stuck around to listen to me make this little rant, I guess. Before I go, I want to apologize to everyone about Pokemon Design Alterations program's cancellation. I won't be making a video like I did Out of the Lost Pokemon because, like I said at the beginning, I didn't have much planned for it. But at the same time, it made me realize that this was the perfect time to make this type of video. So I'm a bit proud of that. Anyways, thank you all for watching. It means a lot. Hopefully I will get back to Murderous Mayhem soon enough. So goodbye for now.